guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't vlogged in probably 35 years, but I'm here and let's just not talk about it. Let's just move swiftly right along. So I think we've all seen that Ben Affleck and J.LO, or let me rather put it that J.LO has gotten back with Ben Affleck. She is doing nothing to hide the fact that she's back with her ex. Obviously her and A-Rod broke up, and I think we were all quite sad. I wasn't sad. I wasn't even remotely surprised because J.Lo is my girl, guys. J.Lo, if there's one thing J.Lo is gonna do, it's she's gonna end an engagement before getting to the altar. There's one thing J.Lo's gonna do, she's gonna be consistent with her inconsistency. You know what I mean? And that's my girl, guys. That's my girl. She really lives. I don't know what her thought process is. You know what I mean? Like, it could be anything, guys. It could be that she has insecurities. It could be that she only just likes the feeling of initial love. I don't know what it is, but J.Lo is my girl, and I'll tell you why. She's my girl because she does what she wants, and she does not give two flying you-know-whats about what other people think. So a lot of people, guys, not even celebrities, just us in our normal everyday lives, are so constantly worried about what other people will think that we stick to things that we know aren't working for us and aren't serving us anymore, just because we're too embarrassed to make a decision that works in our favor for our heart and for our mind and for our souls, because we feel that other people are gonna judge us for those decisions. I know so many people who will stick in a relationship or have stuck in a relationship because they've maybe gotten divorced twice already, or they've maybe feel like they're too old, and if they leave this person, who else is gonna date them? J.Lo says, cheers, bye-bye. On to the next one, and I love that for her. I absolutely love that for her because I'm just all for women who live their best lives. Like, I love a solid woman who doesn't give a care in the world about what other people think and just does them. Of course, I am making this assumption that that's where she's coming from. Perhaps it's not even about that. Perhaps it's the fact that she just keeps making really bad decisions about men. But I think ultimately, at the end of the day, whatever the cause of the breakup is nothing that we will probably ever know unless she talks about it. But the fact of the matter is that she takes her life into her own hands, and she doesn't care about how crazy it may look that she gets engaged every 5 months and then breaks off the engagement or is no longer engaged, because again, we don't know who breaks off the engagement. I just think that is power, guys. That is power. Her vagina, her rules, and I love that for her. Yes, I wanted to talk about the fact that, like, obviously she's gotten back with Ben Affleck, which is another thing. Homegirl left A-Rod like 45 minutes ago, and she's already, like, literally, she was like, bye, M. M is her own child. Bye, Tamara. I don't know what his kids are, but she said bye to those kids. She packed up M and Max, or is his name Max? I don't know. She packed up her kids. She got on the plane and she went right to Martha's Vineyard or Connecticut or wherever the hell Ben Affleck and his khaki pants live. And she immediately commenced that relationship. Homegirl did not even wait it out. Sister said, let me keep that body count on a plateau. Like, let me not take it up. Let me just keep the body count where it is right now. And she went back to her ex. That is leadership. But having said that, I do notice that a lot of people have been tweeting that, in support of her getting back with her ex, in the sense that they're saying, like, justifying or saying that this is good enough reason to get back with their own exes. And I just felt I wanted to share my take on that and just say that, like I tweeted, your ex is not Ben Affleck. And we don't know what Ben Affleck did and how their relationship ended. I mean, we do know from tabloids and stuff, but, like, we weren't in the room when that relationship ended, so we don't know how it ended. So let's not be too quick to think that we can reproduce what she has done with Ben and bring it into our own lives, guys, because exes are exes for a reason. And I'm speaking from a place of trauma. When I say that, a place of raw trauma. Exes are exes for a reason. And let me just put out a disclaimer. Of course, if you have an ex that you guys maybe ended things on good terms because it was just like bad, you were both in the wrong space at the wrong time type of thing, maybe you guys dated when you were very young and one person wasn't ready, one person was ready, or you broke up because you moved. One person needed to go work in another country or another continent and you had to stay behind, and so you ended things, but it wasn't because of anything wrong. It wasn't because of infidelity. It wasn't because of, character clashes. It wasn't because one was a narcissist. It wasn't because one was abusive. You just had to end things because the timing wasn't right. That, of course, is different. I feel like if that's the case, then by all means, you can dust yourself off and try again. But if you're using Ben and Jen as an example for you getting back with your ex who vehemently showed you dust, no, guys, let's not advocate for that, because once bitten, twice freaking shy. Hey, guys. So I'm a sucker for love, and I am somebody who foolishly believes in fairy tales, foolishly believes that a love story can come out of anything. I'm the type of person who feels like, whenever I meet someone who I really like or I feel a certain way about, I always dress it up and put it in this really pretty dress and this really pretty, not the person. I don't put the man in a dress. You know what I mean? I put the situation in a really pretty dress, and I dress it up to make it feel good for me, to make me feel like, oh, this is going to be the story we tell at our wedding, that, we dated when we were 12, and then we broke up, and then we got back together, and, we lived happily ever. Guys. I know there's exceptions to every rule, like they said in that movie. He's just not that into you. That there's exceptions. That sometimes guys will do certain things and you will think, he's not that into you, but actually he really is. There's exceptions to every rule, guys. But it's like thinking that you're gonna be the 1% that has sex with a loop and the baby comes out holding the loop. Like, yeah, there's exceptions to every rule, but how rare is it gonna, you shouldn't put all your bets on the fact that you may be the exception to the rule, because 9 times out of 10, you won't be the exception of the rule. You won't be the exception to the rule, and you will end up, I hate this phrase. I hate it so much, and I feel like it's contradicting a video that I am about to shoot, that it'll end in tears. But I think the one place where I will agree that on that statement, it'll end in tears, end in tears. The one situation where I will agree that this situation is probably true is when you get back with your ex, especially when you know your ex was not okay the first time around. The chances of them being okay the second time around are very slim. And yes, people change. But let's also remember just ourselves. When you look at yourself, I'm sure we've all changed from 10 years ago, from 5 years ago. We change every day, right? But there's always little residuals. There's always little elements of who you always were in the past that kind of stick around. It's like, there's like a little, you know what I mean? Like a little, when you have a tea bag in the tea and then you pull it out, there'll be like a little herb in there's always a little residual left of who you are. And there are a lot of things, especially if it's fundamental things. Yes, if you met a guy when you guys were both teenagers and maybe he cheated on you with another girl in class because she was hot. Yeah, okay. You can blame that on the fact that maybe they were young. But fundamental things, guys, core values about somebody rarely ever completely change. Somebody who is completely okay with a certain type of lifestyle that maybe is not productive, isn't healthy, isn't good for you. Yeah, they can change. Yeah, people can find God. Yeah, people can go through these, aha moments where they have revelations about themselves and they become other people. I'm not saying that cannot happen. But again, you take everything in life with a pinch of salt. Everything in life with a pinch of salt. Because I think, for me personally speaking, one of the worst things you can do in life is to put your money back. Not your money, because that sounds weird, but put your bet back on somebody who made it quite clear the first time around that they had no respect for you. And that's the clincher. That's where I was trying to get to with this. Getting back with an ex is one thing, but getting back with somebody who showed you, who displayed to you the first time around that they have zero respect for you, that's another thing. And that's where you need to be very careful, because that's where, that doesn't change, guys. Respect is something that does not change. Get back with somebody who made a mistake, a small mistake, but was really remorseful for it and really felt bad and, really tried it. Yeah, maybe. I'm not condoning it, but I'm not condoning it. But a person who showed you very quite clearly that they don't have respect for you. They did wrong things to you and they kind of looked at you and said, but you know, what did you think was going to happen type of thing. People who just genuinely had zero respect for you and for your emotions and your feelings when they did whatever they did to you. My girl. It's sing Ben and Jen. We don't know the dynamics. We don't know the dynamics. We don't know the dynamic. I just feel like I have learned more times than I would like to admit, because it's also a reflection of myself, the fact that I've done this more times than I like to admit, that exes are best meant to stay where they are. So that is my TED Talk. That is my PSA for this moment, and that is my thing. As for J.Lo, I love her. I love what she's doing. I love the fact that she's smiling from cheek to cheek, out in the wild, not wearing a mask. Obviously, she's vaccinated. Life is better for other people than it is for us. I love that for her, and I hope that this relationship is just as great as a train wreck as the other ones that she's been in, because she's my queen for that. She's my queen. I love an honest woman. I love a woman who is fearless and just goes for what she wants, no matter how many bells are ringing against doing that. I love it for her. But I will say, for myself and for people that I know and that I love and I care for personally on a personal level, let's just leave our exes where we left them for our own peace. Thanks for watching, guys. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Tell me if you agree. Tell me if you've actually had a good experience where you had an ex who you broke things off with and then you got back with years later and actually things are really great. I would love to actually hear a really great success story, and your success story needs to have gone on for more than like a year. Don't tell me if you just got back with him and he's showing good signs, because I can just, it needs to be like a long period of success. I would love to hear about that. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe. Wear your masks, guys. Social distance, please. Let's do our best to stay alive. Love y'all. Bye.